In this video, we're going to take a look at a 35-year-old piece of cake. Am I going to eat it? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Welcome, I'm Mark. This is the Average Me channel, and you heard right. In this video, we are going to look at a piece of 35-year-old cake. I don't know if I'm going to be brave enough to actually taste it. We'll see. But let's talk a little bit about how I got my hands on a 35-year-old piece of cake. Well, actually, I've had this piece of cake for 34 and a half years. It's a piece of my wedding cake. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone's rapidly doing the math. You're thinking, how could a 42-year-old man be married for 35 years? I'll leave that one up to you. But we have this piece of cake, and it's tradition for the bride and groom to keep a slice of the cake, and then at the 1-year anniversary, eat the cake, or at least taste it, right? And the year came and went, and 5 years, 10 years. Before we knew it, 35 years has passed, and that piece of cake was sitting in the freezer. Now, during that time, we have moved a lot, and one of the reasons that I finally opened the cake is we are in the process of moving to Florida, and there's no way I'm going to be able to keep that cake frozen during a journey from Wisconsin all the way down to Florida, because we're going to be driving down. Now, in all my past moves, they were within a day's drive while going down to Florida. I guess it could be a day's drive, but it's going to be 2. So we made the decision, let's open it up and see what this looks like. Before we do, let's take a, by the way, if you are really, really anxious to see that piece of cake, I will show you right here. You can jump ahead to this position. But if not, let's talk about why this cake is so special. Besides the fact it was my wedding cake, this cake was actually made by my father. My father was a baker by trade, by occupation, and he and his business partner, actually, our wedding was a good 2.5, 3 hours from where I grew up, where my family lived, and where my father lived. So he and his business partner, they baked the cake. I don't know how, if they frosted it yet or not, but they put it in a van and they drove it to the site of our reception. And they built and decorated the cake on site. And because we're moving right now, all of the professional photographs are packed away somewhere, but I did find these snapshots so you can see what this cake looked like. It really was a work of art. Everything was hand decorated. Each and every rose and rosebud was done by hand. You can see there's a beautiful pink fountain in the center of this cake. It was really something, really amazing. And so it's equally special to me because not only was it our wedding cake, but it was a cake that was made, lovingly made by my father. So what we did, I didn't record the cake as we opened it up, but I'll tell you a little bit about it. What we did is we took it out of the freezer and we unwrapped about 3 layers of foil, and then in there it was wrapped up in some saran wrap type thing. And here it is. Let me show you a 35-year-old piece of cake. And here it is. Look at that. This actually looks like it's pretty darn fresh. And I'm gonna set it up right here so you can take a look at it. All right, you can see some of the roses and some of the piping, I suppose that's called. You can still see the layers of cake in there. This is absolutely amazing. I should actually have it on something better than a paper plate, shouldn't I? But all of our plates and everything has already been packed away. So this looks not as good as, of course, the day it was made, but it certainly looks better than 35 years old. This is absolutely amazing. So I think what everyone wants me to do, of course, is taste this. Well, my bride certainly isn't going to take a bite of this. I don't really want to either, because as good as it looks, it sort of has a consistency of styrofoam. It's real dry. There's still a little bit of softness to the frosting. I can push it and it gives, I don't know how healthy it is to eat something that's 35 years old. Okay, you talked me into it. I'm going to try it. Oh my goodness. The last thing I need is to get food poisoning on my way down to my new home. Okay, I'll just try a little bit of frosting. I don't know. It tastes like frosting. A little stale, but it tastes like frosting. Okay, let's try a... Oh, this cake is just crumbling. It's just crumbling when I try to get a piece of it. Here goes nothing. Yeah, a little stale, a little kind of dusty tasting. I would say it's comparable to maybe it's still, it's crunchy rather than soft. It's kind of crispy. So it's almost like a stale wafer. I guess that's what I would compare it to. So there you go. I just ate a piece of 35-year-old cake for your entertainment. I hope you enjoyed this very special video. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking my face in the corner, and don't forget to ring that bell icon. That way you'll know when I post new videos. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I'm Mark, and this is the Average Me Channel.